Hello everyone, Hamas28 here, and today we're back in the world of Stoneblock 4. And today we're going to be covering fluid cows. So as you can see, I have one of every initial fluid cow producing their fluids. So this is how you're going to get access to essentially infinite versions of molten liquids. Now, as you can see, I have all of them in a little jar and they're producing, and it goes into a fluid drawer from functional storage. Now, this is very useful because if you set it up like this, you can connect all of these fluid drawers to your controller over here, which is connected to your AE network. And then from your AE network, you can access all of the fluids, as you can see here. Normally, if you want to store fluids in your AE network, it requires a separate card, but this way you don't have to do it, like so. And the fluid drawers are a lot easier and cheaper to build and maintain than the storage cells, while still remaining TPS friendly, I believe. Now, if you're wondering how to get started on your fluid cows, it's actually very simple. So by this point, you should probably have a good amount of clay building up, and if you're automating your bonsai trees, a good amount of apples as well. In my case, this diamond axe, not the axe, it's this. The bonsai pot is enchanted with silk touch, so it's actually producing leaves instead of apples. So my alternative source of apples comes from the apple chicken, and that's where I'm getting my apples from. Then once you have your apples, you're going to turn them into clapples, or a clay apple. Oh, I could also eat this as well. I didn't realize. Let me try eating that. Oh, I could eat it right now. What a unique flavor. It also gives you resistance too. Pretty cool. So, with the clapple, you right-click any cow, and it will turn it into a random fluid cow. You can also feed them to villagers to reset their profession. Now, as you can see, if you click U here and take a look, I believe it's on this page, the last page, it shows all the different cow transmutations. You get copper, iron, tin, all the way down to slime, carbon, redstone, uranium. And it's that simple. With a clapple, you just right click on your cow to turn them into a fluid cow. And as you can see, the bottom row is all the ones made from clapples. But then you might be wondering, well, how do I get the fluid cow into the jar like this so they're easy to use? Well, it's quite simple. You just pop them out. If you ever want to release them, you actually don't even have to break this, but I need to break it in this case because I need the jar. You just shift right click to release the cow. Now, easy way to move it is if you have your ender lead, it makes it really easy to move them around. And then to put them in a jar, you need a little contraption like this. You need the jar you're going to put them into. So in this case, this one that already has aluminum, put it on the bottom. You put your fluid cow on top, like so, and then have an anvil ready to fall, which is why I use a piston here. Then you simply drop the anvil. And just like that, they're back in the jar. So as you can see, it is very simple to actually get them in the jar and get them going. Now, the difficult part of this is getting all of the first ones from the clapple. So they are random. And in getting all of these fluid cows, I kept a tally of how many I got from each clapple and what the drop rates seem to be. So after using 156 clapples on 156 cows, actually not 156, you can turn a fluid cow back into a regular cow by giving it a bucket of milk. So after using 156 clapples, my results are as follows. Carbon cows drop around 7.5% of the time. Lead cows are about 14%. Iron is about 12%. Copper is about 13%. Nickel was about 2.5%. Gold was about 3%. Tin was 8%. osmium was 2%, aluminum was 5%, zinc was 9.6%, slime was also 9.6%, silver was 5.7%, uranium came in at the bottom at 0.6%. I only got a single uranium fluid cow. Amethyst came in at 1.2%, and redstone came in at 4.4%. So it is a pretty tedious process. I think it took me like an hour and a half to get every single fluid cow. But because clapples only take apples and clay to produce, it's actually really cheap and pretty worth it once you get it set up, because then you can start storing a lot of these molten metals and have it ready to go at a moment's notice. Now, if you access the quest book and go to generating resources, I believe it's this one. Yeah, under this quest, the fluid cow breeding, you can get the alchemy glass. You could also view it in JEI, but the alchemy glass lets you just right click to see them automatically. And this is where you get your alloys. So as you can see here, I already have an alloy. This cow is making Invar, and it looks like the alloy fluid cows are a lot slower than their single metal counterparts, but they still produce it nonetheless. And this is where you produce your alloys. So molten Invar comes from breeding together molten iron and molten nickel with a 30% chance. Iridium comes from platinum and lead, steel, carbon, and molten iron. They really need to fix the coloring on this because it's really hard to read. Like, you can barely tell that the words are there. Like, if you hover over this guy, you can see it on that, but it's still really hard to read. So that's what I need to work on next, is getting these alloys. Luckily, there are only 13 of them that you have to get through, and they're not that difficult. Actually, -1 because a milk cow is just a regular cow. Why would you need to do that one? But then some of these other ones are very useful. Let's see, how do you actually get a molten glowstone cow? Glowstone. I don't think that one is an alloy. Oh, no, it is an alloy from a tin silver alloy cow and an osmium cow. There are also a couple fluid cows that come from special items, being the Eye of Ender, the Blaze Rod, this one makes a lava cow, the stable antimatter cow, the resin cow to make the latex cow. Actually, I wonder what this does. This is absolutely do not feed to cows, but you definitely could feed it to a cow, so I'm not sure what that does. The Enderium cow. So it looks like there's 5 special cows. The latex one is probably pretty useful for making latex. Molten Ender, that does have uses. And especially, yeah, the Blaze Rod, I guess this one wouldn't really need, because it just makes lava. And I have other ways to make lava that's pretty cheap and more effective. But that's about it. Then you just have to alloy the cows, and as you saw, it is pretty easy if you want to alloy them, because let's say we want to make I already have the Invar, let's make a steel cow, so we need iron and carbon. Well, our iron cow is over here, and our carbon cow is here. So now if we get them to walk together and give them that, let's see if we get a steel cow. And it's a molten carbon cow. Sorry, buddy. We don't need you. And then you just have to wait another 5 minutes to try again. I should probably cordon this off so they don't walk about anywhere. But other than that, it's really straightforward and really simple. So now that that's out of the way, let me install some of these guys on. Let's put you on the molten gold and uranium. We'll probably need a lot more uranium in the future. Now it is a little tedious to get these guys back in their pen, but actually I'm just going to lock these guys in for now and come back to that later. So a problem I'm having is power. So as our A system grows, as you might have noticed, I added quite a lot of stuff here with these pattern providers and this pattern access terminal. As the A system grows, it consumes a lot more power. If you take a look at the energy cell, it has 0 power. We're actually using about about as much power as we produce. And this guy, our gas burning generator, is not working as well as he could be. So we need to up him up a little bit more. What I was thinking that we could do right now, that would be the easiest, is, as you could see, liquefied source is made pretty constantly, but it can only really fuel a single gas burning generator pretty efficiently until we get some more upgrades on here, which I think we can craft. Let me see, speed upgrade. Yeah, we can craft these. They're pretty cheap, osmium dust and infused alloys. So I think if I do the maximum speed upgrades and energy upgrades, this rotary condensator should be able to feed more than one gas burning generator. And they're playing with my heart, because they nerfed the gas burning generator using source, and then they buffed it back up again. So now it produces 300 FE per tick instead of 200 FE per tick, but it's still not quite enough. Because if we take a look at the bottom, go under the hood here, you can see this is what I have underground. We have pattern providers attached to molecular assemblers to do our auto crafting with a variety of recipes. I did throw in this mega pattern provider on a basic smelting factory to do the ore processing. Then we have 2 auto crafting units, and then we have our ME quantum ring that connects to the world engine. It's disconnected right now though, because this consumes a lot of power and I can't actually power it. Then we have the service tunnel over there, which leads to our circuit fabricator right over here. Now this guy is actually way better than I thought it was initially, because if you put a mega pattern provider right next to it, you can make every single circuit with a single pattern provider. Now the mega pattern provider is actually part of extended A mega pattern from Mega Cells, but it's pretty cheap. All you do is take a regular pattern provider and throw in the accumulation processor, which just comes from a sky steel ingot, which you can make an in-world transformation from skystone, iron ingots, and charged Certus quartz. Pretty easy enough. And the benefit here is that the mega one holds twice as many patterns as compared to the regular, which is why you can fit everything in here, which makes it move so much faster. It's really efficient. Let's see, so what was I gonna do? What else was there? I think I also put a mega pattern provider. Oh, that's where all the ash came from. Ah, that's funny. You see, there was ash over here. Yeah, right here. And I was like, where did that ash come from? I forgot. When I made the sky steel, I put the lava over here, and it burned all the wood. That's funny. Anyways, so if we go to the world engine, you can see I have it connected to our thingamabob over here, to the mega pattern provider, to hold, I believe this is 18 patterns. Now the world engine does fit quite a lot of, I mean it doesn't fit, it has a lot of crafts, which means I'm not sure how many you'll actually have to do. I think if you just do the ones you'll need a lot, like the storage buses and that kind of stuff, you should be fine. Other than that, I'm not quite sure. If we go back home here, let's see, what did I need to do? We were here. We still have this one to go and here, but I still need to work on power. So, what I did unlock is we can turn the iron furnaces into generators. We did unlock that with the Fortron infused blocks. Only taking some deep slate, basic control circuits, and copper wire. This might be one we want to put a pattern on. And that will let us turn furnaces into power generators. Now if you take a look at iron's furnaces, at iron, you can see they also have the rainbow furnace, which generates 50,000 RF per tick if all other furnaces are generating power. And it's not even that difficult to craft, because the rainbow core takes 2 netherite furnaces and some stained glass, and the rainbow plating just takes 1 of each furnace. So I think we can actually craft this because we have all these materials ready to go. I think we just need to make the netherite furnaces, but we should have everything we need. So if we start with the rainbow furnace, rainbow plating, we need an iron furnace, which will take a copper furnace, which will take a furnace, copper furnace. Oh, I don't have any of this. Let's see, so I can now auto-craft it, and it works. Although it is a bit slow with the factory because there's no speed upgrades, but it does work. So, let me see if I can grab some clusters here, because we're gonna need some iron, copper, gold. Don't think there's aluminum. I think that's all of it. And get all this cooking. And get back to our furnaces at iron. So we need the rainbow. Oh, we're gonna need the rainbow furnace, iron furnace, gold, diamond, crystal, obsidian, emerald, copper, and silver. Oh, so we're gonna need some silver as well out of this. Are we getting silver now that I think about it? I think we are silver. Yep, there we go. Like so. Let's see, how much does each one need? Not even a lot. It's mostly going to take a bunch of copper, by the looks of it. Or you could do it cheaper with iron furnaces and glass. So let's throw all of that in there. So we're going to need a silver furnace to take a copper furnace. We're going to need a copper furnace. An emerald furnace, which takes a diamond, which takes a golden, which takes an iron and some bunch of gold. Let's see, let's make a stack of these furnaces. Emerald, diamond, gold, iron. It does take an iron, so let's make 2. Then turn iron into gold. Let's see, if I do U, how many are there? Not a lot. Gold furnace. Oh, that took my silver. Whoops. Let's see, iron. Obsidian furnace will take an emerald or a crystal. Crystal's pretty cheap, only taking Eye of Ender. Diamond furnace. Emerald furnace. Obsidian. And then we just have to keep going down the list till we have one of each. Just like that. So now we have one of every furnace, and we can make our rainbow plating. Done. 8 rainbow plating. So you can see it's not even that expensive. I would say the most expensive part is just making sure they're all full of fuel, I guess. But we should have that figured out pretty easy because I can feed a lava chicken and he can make lava eggs, which will power them for quite a long time. So now we need to make our rainbow core, which is going to take 2 netherite furnaces, which will only take some obsidian furnaces. Oh, they're obsidian furnaces. I thought they were just obsidian blocks. So I can save those because they're just plating. So we're going to need rainbow furnace, rainbow core. We're also going to need some stained glass of different colors, but we can do that last. That's the easiest part. Let's make 2 netherite furnaces. For this, we're going to need obsidian furnace, crystal furnace, 2 Eye of Enders, netherite, obsidian, crystal, diamond, golden. Let's see, which one's cheaper? Iron. So 2 of iron ones. Into 2 golden ones. We're going to need some more gold. It's always the gold bricks. Okay, that should be enough gold. Into 2 golden furnaces. Turn that into 2 diamond furnaces. Into 2 emerald furnaces. Into 2 obsidian furnaces. And we're out of blaze rods. Nice, I'm always out of blaze rods. Isn't that fantastic? I definitely should look at making... There's gotta be a way. It really seems to be just the chicken. Or this stuff. Well, let me run over to the nether and get some more blaze rods real quick. Oh, actually, we could just take the teleporter. Quantum Goat, what are you doing here? Alright, so we got ourselves a blaze spawner, so that should fix any issues with us running out of blaze rods ever again. So let's head back home. Just gotta install that somewhere. Let me dump our inventory. Good amount of loot in the nether regions. They have a lot of good stuff in there. That goes in there. This stuff, where was my other obsidian furnace? Right there. So now rainbow furnace, rainbow core. Oh, these are two obsidian furnaces. We need to upgrade these. Make some more netherites. Now we just have to combine this with our glass and we're good to go. So glass is the easiest part. Let me see. I did finish this quest here. Along with, what did I finish? Oh, jewelry. Thank you. That's everything. So now we just need the glass, and what colors? We need red, orange, yellow, green, blue. Let me just highlight these and get rid of the old stuff. Yeah, don't need that. And let's take a look at our chickens. So we're gonna need red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, that's magenta, purple, and magenta. Let's see, I'm growing wheat, because I was using that for the fluid cows. Where's my chicken feed? Oh, he disappeared really fast that time. That was weird. We only need one of each, so we don't need too much chicken feed. Take you out. So I need one of you. Oh, I'm gonna have to be a lot faster. So magenta, purple, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. For all of our colors. Now we just need to combine these with our glass, and I think we have enough glass. Let me see. 80 glass, I think that's enough. I'll have it make some more if I need to. So magenta glass, blue glass, purple, orange, green, red, and yellow. Now put it all together to make the rainbow core. Put that together to make the rainbow furnace. I'm surprised there's no thing for that. You would think it's under like a... You would think they would have put the rainbow furnaces like in here, under power, but I guess not. But now we have the rainbow furnace, which will generate 50,000 RF per tick if all the other furnaces are generating. Something is telling me to blow it up. For power generation, one of each tier of furnace must be an active generator and not have a full buffer. Outputs energy to any side that is configured as output. It won't add energy to the internal buffer. You can only have one rainbow generator. So if we take this guy over here, So we just need now to make one of each other generator again. This would be a good thing to have an autocraft for, I think. Actually, no, this is a bad example. This is a bad example of having an autocraft because you really only need to do it one time. You know what I mean? Anyways, so we're gonna need, and it's one of all the other furnaces, which should be, so when it says one of each other furnace, it should mean only these ones, plus the netherite furnace for like number 9. So we need to make an obsidian furnace. Wait, does the crystal furnace count? I think it does, right? Yeah, crystal and emerald are there. Okay, so let's make all these furnaces again. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. And I think I bet some people would probably be questioning why I haven't set up the 1, 2, 3, 4. Why I haven't hooked up the netherite furnace to the AE network. It's a good question. And the question is, I can't turn these furnaces into powered furnaces until we have some like random furnace upgrade. If you take a look, iron, it should be, yeah, it uses power for heat instead of fuel. You can't do this until I have an ender cell nitro, and I'm not there yet. I don't even know what quest that's a part of, so I can't make that one. But you can make this one because it takes the Fortron. So I think it's actually part of the middle quest over here. Yeah, Ender Technology, I think it's actually right here. Anyways, so we're gonna need gold. Oh, we're also gonna need a lot of gold, aren't we? Gold. Okay, bunch of gold. Because we need to make that into a diamond, this diamond into an emerald, and then another one, this gold into diamond, this diamond into crystal. Then we also need one more obsidian furnace. Gold into diamond. Which one did I use? I used the crystal, so we need another crystal. Then you into gold 2 times. Come in here, place you. 2 of these. 1 into diamond. Now is that all of them? Which one are we missing? Iron, gold. Oh, we need the silver furnace. We'll take one more iron furnace. And now I think that's all of them. I think. I mean, that's netherite. I think that's all the furnaces at iron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, do I also need these ones? Spooky furnace and furnace wrapping? I'm actually not sure about that. Let me double check. I couldn't actually find any resources on that, so I guess we'll just do trial and error. So if we want to have our power generation, I guess we want to put it with the rest of it. Probably make the most sense. So we'll just come out over here, and then we'll just have the power. Let's see. I'll probably put another elevator like down right here or right here and then more space. But for now we could just put it all in this wall. So let's start with silver, copper, and iron. Then gold, diamond, emerald. Then obsidian, crystal, and netherite. And And then the rainbow furnace on top. And that's not the top. There we go. Now we do have to slam in 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 plus 1, 10 of these upgrades. So we need 10 augment generator upgrades, which is not too bad, pretty cheap. Will take a lot of energy, but I think we're good on the energy side, right? Actually, I think we're not good on the energy side because we're sucking up so much power from other stuff. Let me disconnect this. Actually, where's this connected? That one goes over there. So I need to disconnect this one. Like so. Oh, and I'm actually trapped in here. Why did I not put any ladders for service access? Let's see, now that I disconnected that, it should, yeah, everything over here is filling up pretty fast, including this. So we should be able to make all of these, because it should only take about 1,000,000 FE. And we're producing 300 FE per tick, so we should have enough power to do all of these crafts. So let me make sure we got everything. We're definitely going to need a lot of copper watt. Ooh, I forgot about that. I can't access my storage if it's turned off. Okay, let me grab all the items first, and then I'll disconnect it. There we go. So we need this guy. We need 11 of these. No, we need 10 of these, right? Yes. So we're going to need 40 deep slate. We're going to need 10 basic control circuits. And then 40 copper wire, which will come from copper plates. So we need 40 of these. I don't think we have enough copper for that. Yep, we do not. Make some more copper. And then we should be good to go. So let me wait on the copper here. It is 3 to 1, so it might take a full 2 stacks. The chicken jockey has vanished. I keep seeing that event pop up. I don't know where the chicken jockey is supposed to be at. Okay, now I need 40 of these. The hammer might break before that. I think we have another one. Yep, there we go. And we're all set. Let me deposit this gold. And now let me disconnect the power. And let's get these crafted. Now, this is not the most efficient way to make power, but I've never actually built the rainbow generator before, and I thought it'd be fun. Oh, that's supposed to be copper wires. Whoops. How do I know how to convert these. With my stone cutting facility. There we go. Now they should all craft. And power's getting drained. This only stores 250,000 FE. Oh, I think it's trying to do all the crafts at the same time. Which means it's trying to consume 10 times 512, so 5,000 FE every tick. It's trying to do this. It did make 2 of them, so that's good. Let's see. So I could... Oh, there's a quest for that. Interesting. Power. You can couple this generator with a blasting augment to even burn metals like iron or diamond for more power. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Did not know you could do that. There's another 4. So we should be able to start hooking these up and connecting these to our energy. Oh, well, actually the battery is right under that. I'm going to have to move this guy. Let's see. So if we go ahead, click this, generator, generator, and generator. Now it said you could also do a blasting upgrade. Let me see. At iron, factory, blasting, only allows for blasting recipes. Interesting. So a copper ingot would generate 10,000 RF. A diamond is 500,000 RF. Redstone is 10,000. Amethyst is 40. 125. 40, 40. 40, 750. Okay, so those are actually really powerful in terms of energy efficiency. Mostly because resources are free. Like, how many diamonds do I have? I have 2,000 diamonds, so technically I could be burning diamonds pretty cheaply. Are you set to receive and pull? Input and output. Output. Oh, that's the back, not the front. The back is this one here. So now, if we grab some charcoal, we should be able to start powering all of our generators. Let's see. I think the world engine is done now. Nope, he's still going. That was 4 plus 4, so there's only 2 more he has to finish. I disconnected this, right? Yes. Generator. So now hook this guy up. Okay, they're all connected. What was that sound? Now I'm gonna need some more basic universal cables. Here's a stick, I don't want it. So now if we just plug these guys on the back here. Basic universal cable. Take steel and redstone. I do have steel in the AE system. Let's see. I can tell if it's done if the power is going up or not. What? Ah, I see the issue. That's not good. But I can fix this. This guy. There we go. This guy ran out of power, which means he's not turning liquefied source into gaseous source, which means that turns off, which is not what we want. Let's see, now for the rainbow furnace to work, for power generation, one of each tier must be an active generator and not have a full buffer. So that means if it's completely full, the rainbow generator won't work. Now I will have to reconnect our power cable over here though. So let me steal this one. So I can make a couple more basic universal cables. Oh, this is out of power too. Whoops. Guess we're gonna have to wait for the craft to finish. I think there's only 2 more, right? 1. Yeah, there's only 2 left. Let's take a look here. Okay, no, it's finished. Power is just getting drained by the Tesseract. So now if we attach the last 2, they're all generators. So there should be, I'm hoping there's enough power in here for it to work. If there isn't, I can just throw in some redstone. And our battery here, give it a little boost. To make these guys. So we want the input to be the side we're facing here. Should be right here. Input should be here. So I think we want to go and connect all of these. Like so. And technically I don't have to walk over here too much, so I can actually just connect this like that. And now if we put fuel into each generator, it should work. Let me split this evenly, or as even as you can get it. And looks like it's working. Actually, power's going in. It's not coming out. How do I get the power out? In config. Let's see. I have all of it in the back. Front, back, fuel input, eject. I need to set the back to output. There we go. Set all of these to output power. And it's working. There we go. Now it looks like the rainbow generator did eat all of the power like immediately. But looks like it was enough to supercharge all of the things pretty fast. Although it looks like the issue is the higher tier generators consume fuel a lot faster. Which means putting in a couple pieces of charcoal is not really going to work. But at least now I could just come over here and throw in like lava. And that does work pretty well. You can see lava lasts a lot longer, as you can see. Bam. Still not quite sure how the rainbow furnace works. Generates 50,000 RF of all of them are working. For power generation, one of each tier furnace must be an active generator. So it seems like... I really wish I knew how this worked better. Because it sounds like as soon as all of these are running, this one should just start generating power from what it sounds like. But hey, at least now if I put lava in these, that does generate so much power, we don't know what to do with it, which is very good. So that can stay connected. And that should solve our power problems until I have something more reliable that is more automatic. Because there's a lot easier ways to generate power that don't rely on fuel like that. Like if I set up one of these guys, like the diesel generator, or the Oritech fuel generator, show a list of fuels. If you press U on the fuel generator, it'll show the fuels. Yeah, so you can see, I think there's turbo fuel. Turbo fuel is what I used last time in Ocean Block, and that was a pretty effective fuel that lasted me all the way to the end game. Let's see how do you craft it. Turbo fuel, Fluxite, and biofuel. Diesel and Fluxite makes turbo fuel. Diesel comes from biofuel in a refinery or heavy oil. Yeah, so there's pretty easy ways to get it and make better fuel and make better power generation. But for right now, this should be good enough for what I need. And it is nice to have. It's cool to have it, just to say that you built it. But in the meantime, oh, I completely forgot about my cows. Hi guys, come over here. Let's see. Molten iron and carbon make steel. You are a little iron cow, which I don't need. What a shame. But I'm going to leave him because if I get another molten carbon, I can have them grow up and try to get steel again, which will be useful. But in the meantime, I'm your host, Hamas28, and I'll see you guys next time.